Hi everybody, it's Matt Alessandrini here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you some more features that Microsoft Word has that can help you in your classroom. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over and find Microsoft Word and go ahead and click on Microsoft Word. When that comes up, now if you remember the last screencast I did, I showed you just about everything that you could find in the Home tab. Well, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you things you can find on the Insert tab. Now, to go ahead and start this screencast off, I'm not going to show you everything right now. I'm going to show you things that I feel that you could use as a teacher. Some of the things on here are good if you are a student, a college student, and you're writing a paper. But let's be honest, a lot of the stuff on here you really aren't going to have to worry about if you are a teacher, if you want to have your students work with them, or if you want to use it for yourself to present information. Now, feel free, if you want to go and explore these on your own, feel free to do that. I'm just showing you the things that I feel are probably the most important. So, starting right off, we notice it says cover page. Cover page, basically, if you click on that, it gives you a whole bunch of different pages that will, if you're going to print a document out, it'll give you a whole bunch of different pages you can do that. And if you're doing a presentation of some kind, usually this is best if you're a college student. Now, for those of you who give presentations to the Board of Education, or if you're going to make a presentation at a in-service of some kind, this might be good to use. So that's why I included that in here. Blank page. All that blank page does is if, let's just say you're typing a sentence, and you decide that you want to go ahead and create a new page, you just click on blank page, and all of a sudden you've created a completely different page. Now page break is our next one. If I go ahead and click on page break, what's going to happen is it's going to go ahead and create a new page, just like the blank page. So it's pretty much basically the same. Now, I do want to show you something, the difference between blank page and page break. What I've done is I've brought up a document that already has a lot of typing on it. Let me show you the difference between blank page and page break. If I go ahead and go towards the middle of this page, and I go ahead and click on blank page, you're going to notice that an entire blank page has just been fitted in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you what page break does. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go ahead and click right here. What page break does is it just basically takes all the typing up to that, and it goes ahead and it shifts it down just to another page. It does not insert a blank page. What it does is it just sets it onto the next page available. So there's a difference between blank page and page break. Now, coming back to our other features inside the Insert tab, here we have Table. Now, I like to use tables a lot for displaying information, like if we're doing math problems, or if I like to go ahead and display the information for the students to see for scores that they got. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Table, and you're going to notice that all these things, this 3x1, 4x1. You just decide what kind of a table, how big of a table that you want. I'm going to go ahead and have a 4x4 table, and there. Just get rid of that. And here we have my table created. Now the table looks pretty bare right now. What I can do is as soon as I go ahead and click on and create the table, this comes up, Table Tools comes up, and you have your design and you have your layout. So I can go ahead and click on whatever design I want it to be. And I can also go ahead and check the different information about the different layouts. Now, I made a screencast earlier that shows how to adjust the table using PowerPoint. If you go to the PowerPoint information and you go ahead and how to use a table in PowerPoint, it's exactly the same as that. So I encourage you, if you're not sure how to work with the table, I encourage you to go back and check out my screencast on how to use tables within PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the Insert tab. Now, the next thing I can go ahead and insert is I can go ahead and insert a picture. The only thing about inserting a picture is you have to have pictures saved on your computer. If you don't know how to go ahead and save pictures on your computer, I'm going to go ahead and create another screencast on how to do that. But let's just assume for now that you know how to put a picture on your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Picture, and here I have a whole bunch of different pictures, a bunch of folders to choose from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Avengers. I'm going to go ahead and This is a symbol that I have that I like to use with my class. Click on that, and there I've just inserted a picture, and I like to use that symbol because it's the A, and I'm Mr. A or Mr. Alessandrini, and I think the kids really enjoy that. So there I have that picture. Now, as soon as you insert a picture, all of this information comes up for editing it. You can go ahead and put a different background to it. You can go ahead and show what the border is going to look like. You can talk about, you can go ahead and compress it. You can change it. You can change the color of it. You can put artistic effects to it. There's a whole bunch of things you can do, and I'm going to go ahead and do another screencast on just editing your picture. But right now, what I'm more concerned about is you being able to put your picture actually on your Microsoft Word document. So I'm going to come back to Insert. Now, after I insert my picture, if I go ahead and click next to that, there is Insert Clip Art. I'm going to go ahead and click on Clip Art, and this box comes up over here. Now, there's a whole bunch of different pieces of clip art I can do. Let's just say I want to go ahead and find clip art for lunch. I'm going to go ahead and click Go. And what happens is a whole database of pictures come up. And you know what? I really like that bagged lunch. I'm going to click on that bagged lunch, and it comes up. And the same thing happens. You can go ahead and change the color. Oh, let's change it to this color. You can go ahead and compress it. You can go ahead and change the background to it. You can actually reset it. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do. Again, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to adjust that later on another screencast, okay? Because again, I just want to make sure you know how to actually put the picture on here. So then I go back to Insert, and we're going on now. This next one, Smart Art. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a page break in because I want to go to the next page. Smart Art. Smart Art is so good, especially if you like working with graphic organizers. And here's what I mean. Click on Smart Art, and there's a whole bunch of different graphic organizers you can use. Okay, there's all of them right here if you want to look at all of them that are available. You have lists you can choose from, processes you can choose from, cycles you can choose from, hierarchy, relationships, there's matrix, pyramids, you actually have pictures. You can have pictures you can put with your graphic art. And there's also stuff you can get from office.com. So again, these are all just different pieces of graphic organizers that you can use. Me personally, I'm going to come back and I'll show you what I want to show you. Okay, what I want to show you is I want to go ahead and show you the basic Venn diagram. Now, of course, being an educator, you are very familiar with Venn diagrams, and they're so important for those higher level reasoning skills. So here you have your makeshift, you already have your actual Venn diagrams created. You can go ahead and adjust this Venn diagram any way you want to. You can go ahead and you notice that this circle is highlighted. I can go ahead and make this circle bigger or smaller. I can make this circle bigger or smaller. Okay. I can actually type what my text is going to be right here. So let's just say I want to go ahead and put in math, reading. And you notice what happens is that the size actually adjusts itself. Oh, watch this. Science is very cool if you like to do it. Here are the reasons. So you don't ever have to worry about the typing going outside of the actual Venn diagram. So this is really good too, and this would be a good thing to use for your students to use to type up if they're actually using Venn diagrams like that. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. So again, there's your basic Venn diagram right there. Okay, I'm going to come on back, and I'm going to go back to Insert. And here I have my chart. Now, a chart, guys, is basically just a familiar way of saying a graph. So I'm going to go ahead and click another page break. I'm going to go ahead and click on where it says chart. Okay. Now, I have a whole bunch of different styles of charts that I can use. Line graphs, pie graphs, columns, bar graphs, however you want it to do. I'm going to go ahead and click on just the basic bar graph, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now, what happens is that a Microsoft Excel document comes up. And the cool thing about these charts is that it already kind of sets up for you a basic 4 categories with 3 different series for you to choose from. So it already lets you go ahead and decide, go ahead and put in information. But let's just say you have a whole classroom of information you want to display. All you do is you just come down here, you see where the blue is, where that little corner of the blue, you put your cursor to where it's diagonal, and you just drag it down to as many as you want to. If you're not familiar on how to use Microsoft Excel, check out my displaying student graph information, and that'll show you exactly how to use Excel. So I can go ahead and continue putting in information here. I can go ahead and put numbers in there. Now watch what happens. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come off of that, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Word document, and my graph has been created. Now again, there are different ways to go ahead and adjust this. My suggestion is go back to the Microsoft Excel, how to display student data, and it'll actually show you how to adjust a lot of this. So I'm going to go ahead and continue because again, this is all about the insert option. So right now I've shown you shapes, smart art, charts. Then we have this screenshot right here. What the screenshot does is that you click on this, and what happens is that you can go ahead and actually display the information that is on the screen behind Microsoft Word. Well, what does that mean? What I'm going to go ahead is I'm going to go ahead and click screen clipping. What happens is that the next object that was up, because right underneath Microsoft Word I had this Excel document up, and underneath that is my internet. So what I can do now is I can actually show what is on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and put where my crosshairs are. I'm going to click and hold the left mouse button. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to go ahead and drag exactly what I want to display. And I want to display that, and I let go of it. All of a sudden, it shows exactly what I'm displaying. Now, again, this is just like a picture. You can go ahead and adjust it however you want to. If I want to change the color up a little bit, I can go ahead and maybe make it pink. Here's something else that you can do, is it says the wrap the text, means where do you want it to be at. Basically, you can go ahead and put it anywhere you want to in the text. So now I'm going to go ahead and come back to Insert. I've just done Screenshot. Now, these next pieces of information, the bookmark and the cross-reference, I'm not going to go ahead and bother with these, because honestly, you aren't going to use those when you're working with students. These are more, in my opinion, these are more for if you're working as a college graduate or an undergraduate and you're actually writing papers. Now, maybe you're doing a writing class with your students and you want to go ahead and show them how to use that, then I'd say go ahead and look into that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip those. What I'm going to come to now is my header and my footer. Let's just say you want to go ahead and create a header to your a header, basically a title to your document. I'm going to go ahead and click on alphabet right here. What happens is at the very top of my document, on top of every paper, I can go ahead and put a header, and I can go ahead and put my title and everything. That'll show up on all the documents. Go ahead and click X on that. Come back to Insert. And the footer is the same way. I can add a page number if I want to. A text box. A text box is simply if I want to go ahead and put an information. If I want to go ahead and put a quote, this is basically a quote from the document or summary, an interesting point. This is if I want to go ahead and put a box with text in it. This is my text box. And I can go ahead and put this anywhere I want to on the entire screen. Okay? Okay. We have word art, we have quick parts. I'm not going to worry about quick parts. I'm going to go ahead and click on word art. Again, these are basically just different, if you want to go ahead and make your letters a little more interesting, like here's my purple. Say this is my text. And it came up as this is my text box because my text box was highlighted when I clicked on the word art. So here's another example. I'll show you what happens. Here's another example of that. And actually, my time is just about up, so I'm going to go ahead and finish with that. So if I click on hello, how are you? I go to Insert, and I click Word Art, and I click this right here. So hello, how are you? So that could make it so you don't have to take so much time up retyping it. Well, basically everything else really is not used very much in Microsoft Word, especially if you're working with students. Again, I only have a few more seconds to finish this up. Hope you found this informational. Keep an eye out for more screencasts. Thanks a lot.